So I'm just going to do a little light language without my microphone. And I also just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the energies right now. I'm just going to go in a little flow. Koe te amukohe te awa. Te awa koe hene te shtokuana. Ikune te wahena. Te kia wahai te nā makuno e te a. Oea te kia wahana te shtawa koe nai te kine. And as I sit with my feet on the ground, I feel that which was within me, that which I have found, that which is resiliency, the ability to feel into the silence, to feel into the space, the spaciousness, the knowing. I connect with this land. I connect with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. I connect in with the air as it moves through my lungs, as it moves across my breath, as it gives me bread. Give us this daily bread. As it gives me breath. I hope you guys can hear this okay. I'm just in this deep space of reverence for Mother Earth right now. There's just this massive energy that is flowing through all things. And it's always been here. Yet it seems stronger. Or perhaps we've expanded so much that it's the strength that has always been there is now able to be felt on a deeper level. And the languages that we speak are merely one impression, one representation of formalities, if you will. The ability to place into form information, the ability to move into a pattern of recognition, if you will, through language, through the words, through the linguistical patterning. And all of these languages that we kept locked within us, all of our ancient ancestors and their lineages, are being birthed through us, as we give birth to, as we give rise to that which is rising up within us. This new point of view, if you will, for we are all in a different place. We all offer a different perspective. We all point using our pointers to find a different landscape, a different perspective, if you will. From my perspective that I carried with me over the course of my lifetime, my patterns no longer fit. They no longer fit in the expansiveness that I feel a part of. For all that has filled has been, I'm hearing fly away. What's that? The cup that runneth over. It's fled, it's been filled, it's been filed, it's been put into use. I'm hearing good use, wattage. I'm kind of sharing in this format, which is non-format, not what I'm used to, because things have shifted so dramatically for me. This is temporary, as is everything. But the way that I communicate is not, the word that I've been using is anilinear. It's anilinear, not linear. It's non-linear, but it's anilinear. It's like analog, right? We're having a dialogue in an analog description. Not locked into a particular language or a particular style or a particular word alignment, if you will. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing, feeling, hearing, perceiving as it comes through. And it doesn't always line up the way that we expect it to. Holding space for myself to expand. It's kind of the area, the space that I'm in right now. Process, if you will. Processing. And these languages and these songs play off of each other. Sometimes words are meant to just be sung. I'm seeing literally like string lights, all right? They're strung from light to light to light to light, lighting up the space. And sometimes this language can be, what I'm referring to right now is just us expanding into a better, bigger, and those words are so don't even have the capacity to hold what it is that I'm trying to describe, because nothing can hold it. I'm just kind of sharing where I'm at in my journey right now, in this now moment, which is learning how to communicate with Source, the spirit that moves in all things, nature, earth, each other, in the most expansive possible way for that moment. And sometimes that means just having a normal conversation. And other times it means interlacing it with light language or song. Sometimes it's the movements. It's changing the patterns so that it's not as easily recognizable, so that it activates us to recognize more. And that's the bigger, better. It's not what we would used to have labeled it as bigger or better. It's bigger, 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 bigger. What is that 80s song? Is not necessarily having to have a linear end point to say this is where I need to end my point, make my point now. Because every time we change our vantage point, our perspective, our directional point, our point of view, did I say perspective? We then create deeper access, a deeper access to the unified field. If that's even a word to describe what it is we're all tapping into through the collective. So many of us are struggling with our words right now. And I was invited to pop on and show how I struggle with my words, in essence. Because it's not necessarily, it's like giving up, surrender. surrendering to just not having to understand what word is going to come next or what label to give a particular thought process. From my vantage point, this is the plan words, by the way. A lot of this is the plan words. This energy that we're tapping into right now is so the words I want to use, the scale is so massive. I say unreal, not real, unrealistic, because unreal, unreal, unroyal. From my perspective, our reality, or what we see our reality as existing within, isn't what we thought it was, right? We are interacting it within such a different space, system, grid. Our physical bodies are shifting, therefore the way we interact physically with our reality has shifted. Many of us are in that stage where we're asking, well, what is reality? What does it look like? Because what I'm seeing out there isn't real. It can't be real. It's crazy. And I'm constantly being reminded that reality is what we make of it. For we are the creators. Make of it, make of it, make of it, make of it. And we're being invited to create what we want to make of it. And to see things from a more expansible, that's all plan words, expansive, expandable frequency that allows us to get rid of these nets that we think we have to keep things in. And I'm just being reminded that part of this next chapter and phase of our human expression is unfolding. It's already unfolded. And many of us are so stuck in the old languages. And when I say languages, I mean way of communicating with our bodies, way of communicating with each other, what we tell ourselves, what we continue to communicate with. We're being invited to just try something different, change it up a little bit, allow it to be more fluid and less lineated, right? So I know I'm a little all over the place in this video, but I just really wanted to share this beautiful place. I'm in this garden right now, and it's just so magical. And there's these beautiful trees all around and bamboo. And I'm going to try to get more and more videos outside because nature is key. It always, of course, it's key. Of course. But it's really important. There are still a lot of people that just don't go outside. They don't put their feet on the ground. They don't set their intention to co-create with Earth. When I breathe in the air, I am breathing in the air, the aether, plasma, and all of the living energy that is moving through that particular element that is gifted to us from Earth and the space that Earth resides in, rests in, moves in. And as I set my intention to connect with that energy, I feel it move through my body and expand my lungs and give me a deeper capacity for feeling connected to a deeper essence than just this physical form. when I get into the water or I drink water lately, I recognize that it is a living network that I am bringing into my body. And in essence, it's becoming part of my living network. And so we become one. Of course we are one, right? But it becomes more, I feel it more. I'm more connected to the connectedness, if that makes sense. So this is what I've been processing. This shifts for me all the time. But I wanted to just pop on and share and say thank you. Feel the sense of gratitude for everything that we are experiencing right now together on this planet, on our home base, as humans, right? So, hope you enjoyed these trees, this beautiful space, and we're just really being invited to connect and breathe. And we may not always feel sunshine and rainbows when this is happening. Sometimes we have releases that happen, and sometimes we have realizations that happen, and sometimes we have emotions that move through us. And that's part of what this is all about from my perspective, is acknowledging where we're at and allowing that to shift us. So, in love and light, namaste.